So, good morning ma'am, good morning classmates. I am Rixmer Watson and I will be the one to report the stress and rhythm of varieties of English. So, stress and rhythm refers to how syllables and words are emphasized and in time in speech, and these features can vary between different English accent or dialects. This means that this stress and rhythm focuses or refers to how person pronounce the word, how does the syllables pronounce, or either it is much louder or much higher in pitch, or every word in a sentence is pronounced in a long time duration. That is what we mean by stress and rhythm, and that stress and rhythm is affected to where the people live or where is the geographical place where he live. So stress. What is stress? So stress refers to emphasis placed on certain syllables in word stress or on a certain word in a sentence or sentence stress. This means the word stress means that the English or the pronunciation of the person here is the syllables. One of the syllables here is much louder, longer, and in a higher pitch. For example, in the word record, if we pronounce the word record, that is the re syllables is much on higher pitch, and if we pronounce it record, that means the word is noun. For example, if we use it in a sentence, this is the sentence. She set a new record on a 100-meter dash. That is the example that the re syllables is much higher and much louder and much higher in speech. That is noun record. That is noun word. So next, what is the sentence stress? So the sentence stress is a stress time language. It's a stress time language, meaning some words are usually content words like nouns, main verb, adjectives are stressed more or it than other like preposition, articles or articles. So, for example, this stress and rhythm. Example, the word here in a sentence is much higher in pitch, much longer, and much louder. It is different from the word stress, because here in the sentence stress, the word was on higher pitch, higher in longer and louder. But here in the word stress, the syllables lang, not including the words, but here in sentence the word. For example, if we use the word I want and store, if that I want and store was much louder and much longer and also much higher in pitch, and we also used the word go to the that is quickly pronounced. So the sentence will be I want to go to the store. That is the example. Where is the I want and store, where is much on higher, have a higher pitch and much longer and louder. That is I want to go to the store. So next is number 2, the rhythm. What is rhythm? So rhythm is a pattern of stress and unstressed syllables in speech. So rhythm is a pattern of stress and unstressed syllables in speech. This means that the English here is typically described as a stress time language, where the time between stress syllables tends to be roughly equal, causing to unstressed syllables to the spoken more quickly. For example, in the British or American English, the word their accent or or dialects they use is kwan stress time. They have in they have stress time where the words is more kwan is gi- for example, the stress words are she going market. So the unstressed is to the are said quickly. This is more likely to the sentence stress the rhythm because there are also words here that is read louder and much higher in pitch and also much longer. So for example is the stress words that is she going market, and we will use the one other words that is quickly said that is to the that is said quickly, and if we combine that, she is going to the market, where the word is she going and market is said longer and louder. That is she she is going to the market. That is the rhythm where the unstressed syllables in speech, stressed syllable and unstressed syllable in speech. So next is for instance, in terms of stress and rhythm, other and expanding circles, varieties observe syllables, time, rhythm, rather than stress time rhythm. This means that the one now that the outer expanding circles or the outer expanding outer expanding countries who is one that their accent is one more on observe on a syllable time rhythm rather than stress time rhythm. That is the stress time rhythm. They are more observed on a syllable time rhythm, meaning they are their stress and rhythm is on the syllables, not in the word itself, but in the syllables. For example, what is syllable time rhythm? This means that the syllable time rhythm is each syllable is given roughly or the same amount of time or duration. It is given a same amount or time duration. For example, if we say for example earlier that if we pronounce the word record kanang rough kanang equally and giving them the same amount of time, giving them same amount of duration, and also giving them the same amount of pitch, that is what we call syllable time rhythm. That is record record. That is example that is giving them equal in syllables. Next is stress time rhythm. The first is the syllable time rhythm, and here the second one is the syllable time rhythm. So the syllable time rhythm is the rhythm or the time between stress syllables is roughly the same, like unstressed syllables may be shorter. So that is the meaning of the syllable or the syllable time rhythm, that the stress syllables is roughly the same which unstressed syllables and maybe shorter. Ang stress syllables is maybe shorter than the unstressed syllables, or that's it. For example, in the word she is going to the market, the stress syllables there is she going in the market. Here, if the stress time rhythm will be used, the she going or she going market will be much shorter in time. Is what here the stress time rhythm where the stress syllables are much lesson, or they have a lesson time, or lesson in speech, lesson in louder. For example, if we say, she's going to the market, or that is the example, that is the word is pronounced equally. Now there is no word in the sentence that is pronounced louder, longer, on or much on higher pitch. That is the example of stress time rhythm. So that's all my report, and thank you and good morning.